Sarah Prescott was at the pinnacle of her journalism career. With a corner office in one of the city's most prestigious newsrooms and a reputation for hard-hitting reporting, she had it all. Yet, amid the hustle of deadlines and breaking news, she felt a growing sense of emptiness. The relentless chase for sensational stories and sensationalized headlines left her questioning the purpose of her work. She longed for something more meaningful, something beyond the newsroom. The daily news cycle was taking a toll on Sarah, and she found herself yearning for stories that went deeper, stories that had the power to inspire and empower, stories that could bring about real change. She couldn't ignore the inner call to find a different way to use her skills as a journalist. It was on a particularly sweltering summer day that Sarah's editor called her into his office. He had a new assignment, and he'd chosen her for it. The task was to cover a local community facing an impending crisis, a low-income neighborhood threatened by eviction due to a looming redevelopment project. As Sarah began her investigation, she expected the usual challenges and controversies, but what she discovered went far beyond her expectations. She met families on the brink of losing their homes, children who feared losing their schools, and elderly residents who had called this neighborhood home for decades. The human faces behind the headlines opened her eyes to the real struggles and fears of the people she was writing about. In the course of her research, Sarah stumbled upon an unexpected source of inspiration, an elderly woman named Grace. Grace was a gifted storyteller, known in the neighborhood for her tales of resilience, survival, and community strength. Intrigued by Grace's storytelling abilities and the way she captivated those who listened, Sarah reached out to her. Grace welcomed her into her modest home, where they spent hours talking about the power of storytelling beyond the facts and figures. Grace shared her wisdom, explaining how stories could heal, unite, and empower. Sarah felt an immediate connection with the old woman and knew that she had found a mentor who could guide her on a different path of journalism. Under Grace's mentorship, Sarah began to incorporate personal narratives into her reporting. She started spending more time with the residents of the neighborhood, listening to their stories, and empathizing with their struggles. She learned to capture the emotions, hopes, and dreams of the people she wrote about, going far beyond the dry, impersonal reporting she had done in the past. With each article she published, she realized the emotional impact of stories on her readers. Her work resonated deeply with them, and she received letters and emails from people who felt seen, heard, and understood. The power of storytelling to ignite change was becoming evident to her. Sarah's transformation as a journalist was undeniable. Her newfound passion for storytelling with a purpose clashed with the traditional newsroom's emphasis on sensationalism and ratings. Her editor questioned her approach and demanded more shocking stories, more clickbait headlines, and more controversy. The breaking point came when Sarah was assigned a story that went against her principles, a sensationalized piece that would exploit a sensitive issue for the sake of ratings. She knew she couldn't continue compromising her integrity and the dignity of the people she reported on. It was a difficult decision, but she chose to leave the newsroom, determined to follow her newfound purpose. Leaving the security of her job was a daunting leap of faith for Sarah. She had no financial safety net, and many of her peers were skeptical of her decision. Self-doubt crept in as she struggled to establish her independent storytelling platform. It was a humble beginning, filled with financial challenges and the uncertainty of whether her vision would resonate with an audience. Sarah had to navigate the intricacies of starting her own venture, from building a website to establishing a network of sources and collaborators. The challenges were many, but her determination to tell meaningful stories kept her moving forward. As her platform grew, Sarah's focus shifted towards empowering people to share their own stories. She wanted to give a voice to the voiceless and create a space where individuals and communities could be heard. She began to host workshops and events, teaching others the art of storytelling and helping them tell their own narratives. Her work started to make a real impact. She saw firsthand how her stories had inspired people to take action, how her platform had given strength to the marginalized, and how stories had the power to connect and unite people in meaningful ways. Sarah was beginning to realize her dream of empowerment through storytelling. As Sarah's platform gained popularity and recognition, corporate interests came knocking. They saw the potential for profit in her work and offered tempting deals to commercialize her storytelling enterprise. It was a pivotal moment where she had to decide whether to maintain the authenticity of her work or embrace commercial success. Sarah found herself torn between the allure of financial stability and her commitment to preserving the integrity of the stories she told. She had to make difficult choices that would define the direction of her platform and its impact on the world. The success of her platform allowed Sarah to explore stories from around the world. She traveled to different countries and delved into the lives of diverse cultures and communities. The stories she encountered were as inspiring as they were heartbreaking, and she found herself transformed by each experience. From documenting the resilience of refugees to sharing the dreams of indigenous communities, Sarah's work expanded her horizons and deepened her understanding of the human experience. She learned that the universal language of storytelling had the power to bridge cultural divides and connect people on a global scale. Amid her globe-trotting adventures and tireless commitment to her platform, Sarah struggled to balance her personal life. Her relationship strained under the weight of her dedication to her work, and the toll on her health was becoming evident. The chapter delves into the sacrifices she made and the personal costs of her unwavering commitment to storytelling. Sarah had to find a way to strike a balance between her passion for empowering others and nurturing her personal relationships. It was a challenging process, and she faced moments of doubt and despair. Despite her tremendous achievements, Sarah faced a major setback. An unexpected financial crisis threatened to dismantle her platform, and she found herself questioning whether all her efforts had been in vain. In this chapter, she reflects on her journey, her purpose, and the impact she's made so far. The adversity she faces becomes a test of her resilience and determination. She draws upon the lessons she's learned from the people she's met and the stories she's told to find the strength to overcome this challenge. In the final chapter, Sarah reflects on her remarkable journey. She has empowered countless individuals and communities through the power of storytelling. Her platform, once a humble endeavor, has become a beacon of hope, a place for people to share their stories and inspire change. Sarah finds fulfillment in knowing that she has made a profound difference in the lives of many. She understands that her journey was never about the fame or financial success, but about giving a voice to those who needed it most. The story comes full circle as Sarah's purpose is realized, and the impact of her work is undeniable. Motivational stories have the power to ignite inspiration, uplift spirits, and drive positive change within us. They serve as a beacon of hope, reminding us of the potential that lies within each individual. These stories are not mere tales, they carry profound messages of perseverance, courage, and resilience. By listening to motivational stories, we immerse ourselves in narratives of triumph over adversity, reminding us that we too can overcome obstacles and achieve greatness. Motivational stories offer a unique perspective, shedding light on different life experiences and perspectives. They can broaden our horizons, helping us understand the struggles and successes of others. Through these narratives, we learn valuable life lessons and gain insights that can be applied to our own journeys. Motivational stories have the incredible ability to awaken our dormant ambitions, reignite our passion, and fuel our determination to pursue our goals. Moreover, motivational stories have a profound impact on our mindset and emotional well-being. They have the potential to boost our self-belief, instill optimism, and foster a positive attitude. When faced with challenges, these stories serve as reminders that setbacks are not permanent and that with the right mindset and perseverance, we can overcome any hurdle. They empower us to embrace a growth mindset, encouraging us to push beyond our limits and strive for personal and professional development. In a world filled with uncertainties and obstacles, motivational stories provide a much-needed dose of motivation and encouragement. They serve as a source of inspiration, reminding us of our inherent strength and potential. So, embrace the power of motivational stories, for they have the ability to transform lives, awaken dreams, and propel us towards a brighter future.